telling you what, man, there are some sick people out there. Man, we're going to be talking about a story about a 6-year-old kid, I believe. He was running a lemonade stand, raising money for St. Jude's, and his lemonade stand was robbed. What is going on in this country now that somebody robs a lemonade stand? Is it getting that bad where people no longer have any morality that they have to go steal from a little kid's lemonade stand who's out there trying to raise money for a charity? Bikers came to the rescue, man. They did. They really came out and helped this kid. Check it out.
Around a young boy this morning after the lemonade stand he set up for a good cause was robbed. As News 13 reported last week, 6-year-old Connor Brock was determined to raise $250 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital as part of their Lemonade Stand in July challenge. But thieves cleared out all of his supplies and snacks. After seeing our story, multiple motorcycle groups rallied together to support Connor.
If you're not a part of the solution, you're definitely part of the problem. And if we can help in any way, shape, or form, we're going to.
They're not the only ones helping Connor. An anonymous donation was also dropped off at the Belen Police Department, and the New Mexico Gas Company also pitched in by donating money and building Connor a new lemonade stand.
A lot of good freaking biker clubs out there, riding clubs, associations. I seen what's it called, the Moose Riders out there. Great stuff there. They actually help Moose Heart in Batavia, Illinois. It's an orphanage, and Moose Haven down in Florida, retirement community. Also, the combat vets were out there and some others. But I just can't believe that's what this world's coming to when a lemonade stand is getting robbed. No morality anymore. Now, our next story is actually the main story about a senior Mongols member. Could you imagine not being able to invite whoever you want to your own wedding? You know, a wedding's a special day. You want to have all your friends and family around. But because you live in New Zealand or Australia, one of the two, they're almost the same to me, but they're two different countries, by the way, because I'm going to get hell for that one. You can't do that because the anti-bikie laws. And it seems like a member was having his wedding and he had some people there that he shouldn't have, and he got fined. Yes, they could have put him in jail. Let's see here. Put him in jail for up to 5 years on this one. Talking about craziness, how it is over there, but it also lets you appreciate some of the protections we got here in the United States. One thing I do know is Australia, New Zealand, you guys go way too far, man. Way too far. Taking, everybody gave up their guns in the 90s or something like that. And now you give up these type of laws for security from the so-called boogeyman. You're really taking your own rights away. They might be targeting bikies over there, but you can be next. Senior Mongols biker Jason Gastarov. Oh, Jason has been fined for breaking an anti-partnership ordinance at the wedding. He is the first person in WA to be convicted of violating an anti-partnership notice after inviting bike friends he was banned from associating to his wedding. He's 47, appeared at a Rockingham Magistrates Court after being charged with 6 counts of having twice or more contact with a named offender earlier in the day. Unbelievable. And it does say there was a video, but I guess there's not. The violations, I guess, were committed between September 2022 and June 2023, and also included his wedding, where a covert police drone can't even have a wedding anymore without the cops being all over the place, caught him mingling with underworld kings. In court, he admitted violating a police order and pleaded guilty to all 6 counts. Now, they said the maximum sentence is 5 years in prison, but he was only fined $2,000. He was hit in August with an unlawful personal ad aimed at stopping him from contacting a number of criminals for 3 years. This kind of reminds me of the stuff guys have to do, go through on parole here, though. There are many people he is not allowed to see under the order, including a number of well-known biker partners. It's just funny how the news talks about bikers over there. Wow. I guess gang crime investigators raided a Rockingham property early Monday and arrested and charged him at his place of work. The Mongol turned rebel boss. Okay, I guess he's no longer a member. He is a rebel now. Is the second bikie to be given the order and the first to be charged. So he must have been a Mongol at the time that this all happened. And a lot of people do get confused, and I understand. Over in Australia, New Zealand, they jump clubs in a heartbeat over there. I can tell you. Actually, now we're going to go to some good stuff here. Thousands of bikers are roaring into Memphis this week. It goes on to say, I know how they build up this story. Memphis, that rumble you may hear this week is caused by motorcycles. Oh, we're all stupid. Treat us like little children now. Thousands of motorcycles, tens of thousands of motorcycles. Quote, we are possibly expecting anywhere from 50 to 100,000 people showing up, said Lysandra Treble, who rides under the name Miss Prissy and whose bike of choice is a 2020 Indian Challenger. It goes on to say the Memphis tourism president, Kevin Kane, said they're expecting about 30 G's out there as far as people. Bikers by the thousands will roar into the former fairgrounds area at Liberty Park for what Treble calls one of the biggest motorcycle rallies in the country, the 46th annual National Bikers Roundup. Rock on, man. That's going on in Tennessee. Next one we got, I do not know if you all know this, but Danny Lyons was a very famous biker photographer. I believe it was in the 70s. He caught a lot of those iconic outlaw MC pics. Well, they are basing this movie, The Bike Riders, and I guess it's rolling into theaters this winter. And it's going to feature Boyd Holbrook, Norman Reedus, and more. Let's see here. Jeff Nichols' long gestating biker epic, The Bike Riders, will roll into theaters in time for the holiday season. The star-studded film will go up, I guess, December 1st. The Bike Riders boast Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, Boyd Holbrook, Norman Reedus. And this is going to be based on the legendary photographer Danny Lyons' 68 photo book of the same name, for which he actually joined and traveled with a motorcycle club, and that was the Outlaws. Danny's Lyons at 68. The film will follow the history of a fictional mid-century Midwest biker club, detailing its initial beginnings as a refuge for misfits and outsiders, and charting its gradual descent into a violent, violent criminal organization, leading to a conflict with the club's original members. This mirrors the path that many motorcycle clubs took in those years. Initially founded by veterans dissatisfied by society, many motorcycle clubs became brutal criminal gangs dealing in drugs, prostitution, and violence. So it sounded like a good deal, but then all of a sudden it went into that stuff. So I won't be watching, even though Danny Lyons was a real good photographer. Again, a lot of iconic pictures he took, but it's just sad that they're going to take that kind of stuff and turn it into something bad. That's just, you know what? Those were hardcore times, man. Nobody's going to tell you a lie about that. They were hardcore times, but that's just what it is. That was the past. You're not getting away with any of that crap no more. But That's the narrative that cops and the media is always going to push, man. Sad state of affairs. Why do you think people are now working into their 70s? Do you think that it's because inflation, everything's expensive, people just can't get by anymore, that they got to work so long? Coming up right now on the Motorcycle Madhouse second half, we're going to be talking about this very thing with China Doll. We'll be right back. Rock on.
Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong.
Is an in-depth look at the trials and tribulations of street gang and motorcycle club life. This isn't the run-of-the-mill book that doesn't give the goods. This book will go into detail of events that actually happened. All materials in this book have been approved by those involved. There is nothing poetic, nor is there any price worth paying for the life we choose to live on the streets. James Hollywood Machikari, Brotherhood and Betrayal.
Introducing the all-new service from Insane Throttle Motorcycle Madhouse Radio. 24/7 and nothing but the best in 80s till today rock and metal, baby. And here's an added bonus. You can now listen to Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Show with Hollywood and China Doll live on the air. Go to motorcyclemadhouse.com and bookmark the radio station and get down with the king of biker